starting off, can you tell me a little bit about EVAI 360's new capabilities and how it looks different from other battery technologies in the electric vehicle market?
Absolutely. So EVAI 360 degrees is the most powerful brain for batteries globally available. We have now the ability to collect a massive amount of data. And this data comes from the battery, the vehicle, the driver, and the environment. At Electra, what we do, we collect this data and we feed this data into advanced neural networks that leverage the most advanced battery model based on physics-based and data-driven models. And by doing so, we are able to collect and read the extremely accurate state of charge, state of health, state of power, remaining useful life, and any fault prediction of the battery. So it's a very powerful tool that we license to our partners, battery manufacturers, fleet operators, and OEMs in order to enhance battery performance, predict failure in advance, and leverage machine learning AI techniques. We also collect our own data from testing batteries, testing vehicles, and keep training the neural networks over and over. So it's a very powerful trained model that we can deploy to market today.
So as you've been developing that and collecting the data you're describing, can you tell me about what surprised you and what kind of insights you've picked up along the way?
Yeah, so the main thing that surprised me is the fact that machine learning and artificial intelligence is way more powerful than what you think. It can do way more than ChatGPT. That is a great tool, but it can do way more. In fact, what we have seen at Electra is that by leveraging a massive amount of data, train neural networks models, we are able to capture battery insights extremely accurately. For example, on the state of charge, state of health, state of power, and remaining useful life, we have error up to 1% error at the end of life. It is extremely accurate based on physics-based model and machine learning model. By leveraging trained neural networks that Electra has been training over the last 7 years with a massive amount of data, we can come up with the prediction of failure up to 3 months in advance. That's extremely helpful to reduce recalls, reduce fatalities, and so on, thanks to leveraging MLAI. So I believe we are just at the beginning, and Electra has a competitive advantage because we started to train our neural networks years ago, and we have now the network effect way more than other competitors on the market.
So you guys were really early to the game in starting to train those models, it sounds like.
Indeed. We actually came out from a NASA project as well. So the concept came from a NASA project when we are trying to explore the surface of Venus. We are trying to build equipment and tools battery powered in order to do so. But with that, the NASA engineers needed help with the design, analytics, and controls of battery packs. And the only way to do better design, analytics, and controls, we really needed to leverage advanced battery model. As I mentioned, we use physics-based and data-driven model that gives the most accurate models of any batteries, as well as leveraging neural networks and AI techniques to feed all this massive amount of data and come out with the extremely accurate result, prediction of failure, and enhanced battery performance.
So as you've been developing all of these technologies, can you tell me more about what's been going on with the fleet analytics side of Electra?
It's a tool that is able to collect data and monitor a fleet in order to increase the uptime of the fleet as well as the return of investment. Because once you monitor the fleet, you are capable to understand which are the vehicles that performs better and which are the vehicles that needs preventive maintenance or, for example, potential recalls or a firmware update as well. So thanks to this tool that we call EVAI Fleet Analytics, we are able to enhance the performance of any fleet, whether it's a two-wheelers, three-wheelers, passenger cars, commercial vehicles, trucks, and more, in order to optimize the uptime of the fleet, increase the ROI, and we're getting very good traction on the marketplace.
Looking more broadly at the EV market, I know it's been a complicated time for supply chains, especially with electric batteries, with microchips. Can you tell me about how Electra has been navigating that?
Sure thing. So Electra is a B2B software company. We license our software stack that helps with the design, analytics, and controls of battery packs to battery manufacturers, fleet operators, and OEMs. And what we have done, we basically wrote the code battery chemistry agnostic, so we can work with any chemistries, whether it's NMC, LFP, NCA, lithium metal, or solid state batteries, as well as we can work with any chipset manufacturers. So it's extremely versatile and flexible solution that can be installed and flashed on any ECUs or any battery management system. And this give us a great opportunity to scale up and don't be affected by the supply chain issues that we have seen in the past. So this was a very good strategy that Electra implemented since day one.
So as you've been navigating that, can you tell me about what you found people misunderstand about AI in the electric vehicle space?
So artificial intelligence is way more powerful than what we think. And ChatGPT is great. It helps us to create emails, articles, images, and so on. But when we apply similar neural networks to battery data, vehicle data, driver data, environment data, it gives us an extremely accurate calculation of state of charge, state of health, state of power, remaining useful life, and full prediction of batteries. And this is extremely important because we're still seeing issues or shutdown or thermal runaways of batteries. So we must leverage machine learning AI and fed those neural networks with massive amount of data in order to improve battery performance, deploy novel chemistry to market quicker, as well as optimize the return of investment of electric vehicles. And I think there is a big path forward. There is a big opportunity to leverage more and more ML and AI at the edge, so install within a vehicle. And Electra has demonstrated this. We have already installed our software stack in multiple BMS hardware. And the beauty of machine learning AI is that it's actually learning while utilizing. So it gets better over time instead of getting worse, like current AVs experience. We are just the beginning of ML and AI, and we will see great things.
Do you find that people are ever hesitant or not quite understanding what the role is of machine learning AI in the EV space, or do people seem to accept it pretty readily?
So there is a lot of interest. In particular, we are working with several OEMs from all over the world. Electra is a global company with presence in North America, Europe, and Asia. And we are working with several OEMs that are open to embrace machine learning AI, in particular because they have seen that the amount of data they are collecting is getting massive. They have billions or trillions of data points, and they need to extract value out of these data points. With solutions like EVI, they are able to feed this data into train the neural networks and come up with optimal insights. And so we have seen it open for sure. In introduction of machine learning AI, and we've seen a big bet from many investors globally, as well as fleet operator and OEM to deploy ML AI based solutions. So I don't see any slowdown, I just see acceleration of it. And Electra is a technology provider that helps this transition to an AI world.
So you talked a little bit about the origins of Electra within your work at NASA. Can you talk a bit more about that, and also about this transition from working at NASA to then launching your own company?
The days at NASA were amazing, and it helped me to realize that the hardware side of things, so the batteries, can be improved by working on the science, by working on the material science, by working on the optimization of the materials, and that's great. The point is that there is the ability to enhance these batteries, whether it's NMC, LFP, NCA, lithium metal, solid state, by a software stack. So what I was realizing is that me and my team were seeing that every time we are applying a software stack on top of the battery hardware, we're able to increase performance, whether it was an extra range capability, an additional lifetime of the battery, as well as predicting any failure a couple of days or weeks or months in advance. So the software stack was extremely important. And then I basically decided to launch a business called Electra Vehicles, started from Boston. We're now with presence in Europe and in Asia as well. And leverage the massive amount of data that we are collecting from a 360 ambient.
Now that you're a couple of years in, how have you seen the electric vehicle market change, and where do you see Electra fitting into that?
Electra is in a great position nowadays because we are a technology provider that have our own data, our own trained model, and our own embedded plus cloud capabilities. And we are in between the battery manufacturers that are keep pushing on battery technology, but they are lacking of vehicle data, and OEMs that are pushing on novel electric vehicles, but they lack of battery data. And Electra is kind of in between the battery manufacturer and OEMs and can provide to each of them insights that they don't have.
I'm wondering, looking 20 years down the line, where you see Electra going.
We have a very big vision. We target to install this brain for batteries to billions of vehicles. So I think we are just at the beginning. Electra is capable to provide the extremely accurate state of charge, state of health, state of power, remaining useful life, and fault prediction capabilities. We have the ability to provide certificate of health that is very good for a second life application. We can extract the health of the battery in any instance, as well as we are working on some new project thanks to this massive amount of data we are collecting. We are talking about billions of data points to launch a battery passport initiative as well that we are looking forward to launch in the upcoming years and so on. So we see that we build an extremely powerful brain for batteries that every battery manufacturer, fleet operators, or OEM can leverage. And we want to release this tool to the world and to our partners in order to accelerate electrification. We've been in an electrification race, and we want to win the race and help our partners to win the race. So it's a very exciting time ahead. I think machine learning and AI will shape the EV world and the battery world. And I look forward to provide you more insight, but you can always follow us. Check out our website, www.electravehicles.com, or our social media at Electra Vehicles, and you see all the latest and greatest updates that we will deliver.
So looking back at all this information you've just given, for anyone who ends up watching this who isn't familiar with AI technology or with electric vehicles, can you explain, as if you're talking to like a 10 or an 11-year-old, what exactly it is that Electra is doing differently and what exactly has made this last year so important for you all?
So if you look at the current electric vehicles and batteries deployed in the field, they all have passive controls. That means that the control strategy of the battery has been hard-coded by engineers. There is nothing learning, there is nothing updating, it's fixed. The paradigm we are bringing, and we have demonstrated the great results over the last couple of years with our partners, whether AWS, BlackBerry, NXP, Texas System, and so on, is the ability to have a brain that is installed in the vehicle on top of the battery. Usually it's installed in the battery management system, BMS, or in an ECU, electrical control unit. It's a brain that collects the data from these four sources. So a unique aspect of Electra is that we have a 360 degrees ubiquitous inputs from the battery, the vehicle, the driver, and the environment, and feed all this massive amount of data into a brain that continuously learn and continuously improve itself in order to improve the battery performance. So I think finally we are able to unlock the full power of artificial intelligence by all this new technique, capture of 360 degrees data set, have a embedded plus cloud solution that can leverage both computational power. And what we have seen is that by self-learning, we have better and improved battery performance instead of declining battery performance.
Yeah, that sounds very, very exciting. That also covers really everything that I was wondering, but is there anything that you want to add before we head off?
For all the partners and OEMs, fleet operators and battery manufacturers, it's important to leverage ML AI techniques now, because we have a massive amount of data sets that you guys have and own, and those can be leveraged if you feed those into advanced and trained neural networks that leverage advanced battery digital twin. So it's extremely important to leverage this massive amount of data, coming out with better battery performance, prediction of failure, certificate of health, and in order to speed up this electrification process, because people want electric vehicles, people are willing to accept electric vehicles. We need to improve the sustainability as well as the efficiency and the safety. So thanks to ML and AI, and in particular EVI, our brain for batteries that we are bringing to market, we can make it happen now. So my recommendation is to reach out to us, work with our team at Electra Vehicles, and we'll be happy to show you the power of AI for your EVs.